What is going on, guys? In today's video I will show you the top 3 best charge blade builds in Monster Hunter Wilds. So in this guide I will give you a quick overview of each setup, then I will explain what skills and upgrades should you focus on. Then as well we'll see what is the best gear and how to get it. And then finally we will go over the jewels, talismans, your skill rotations and even different stages of progression, so we would be able to get the highest damage possible and much more. If you are looking for any of these builds on the website for their stats and more specifics, then click my link description or the pinned comment. So moving over to the first setup, which is the Charge Blade Agitator build. The Charge Blade itself stands out as a versatile weapon, seamlessly blending defensive capabilities of a sword and shield with offensive power of an axe. When we use two of these weapons with the Agitator setup, then this weapon becomes exceptionally powerful, by capitalizing on increased attack power and affinity during a monster's enraged state. The Agitator is a skill that enhances performance when a monster becomes enraged. At higher levels, this skill will significantly boost the attack power and affinity, leading to insane amounts of increased damage output during these critical moments. And given that the monsters spend a substantial portion of the battle in enraged state, so the Agitator skill will become incredibly OP for sustained offense and longer fights. To optimize this Agitator strategy, selecting armor pieces and abilities is crucial. So for skills we're using the Burst at level 5, Agitator at level 5, Attack Boost at level 4, Rapid Morph at level 3, and then also at level 3 Maximum Might and Antivirus. Then Load Shells we have at level 2 and Constitution also at level 2. And for the skills we have all of them at level 1, and they are the Handicraft, Adaptability, Gore Magalis Tyranny and Flinch Free. Next up we have equipment, and for our first charge blade we're using the Chrono gear with the reinforcements like the attack, sharpness, affinity boost and attack boost. While for decorations we got the magazine attack javel, quick switch handicraft javel and attack javel 3. And then for our second charge blade we're using the Ladin's craft with decorations such as the expert javel 3, magazine javel 2 and expert javel. Next we have our gear pieces, and on the head we're using the G Ebony helm with the mighty javel. Then on chest we got the Blanco mail with the mighty javel. Then for arms we got the Dahad sharp braces. For waist we have the Gore coil with the Challenger javel and the mighty javel. For legs we have the Gore greaves with the chain javel and 2 Saint javels. And for talisman we got the chain charm too, while on the mantle we have the corrupted mantle. And now finally let's take a look at the gameplay. So we want to initiate combat by using the charge blades in the sword and shield mode, to charge files by executing standard attacks. You need to focus on a monster's weak point to benefit from the weakness exploit. By doing this, you need to pay close attention to the monster's state, and when it becomes enraged, the Agitator activates and will provide you with increased attack power and affinity. Also, with fully charged files and enraged monster, you then want to switch to the axe mode to unleash powerful elemental discharges. On top of this, utilize the increased damage from the Agitator and burst to maximize impact. On top of this, I recommend to employ well-timed guards to trigger offensive guard, to further boost the attack power to the max. You can use Evade Extender to reposition smartly and avoid incoming attacks. And lastly, maintain aggressive offense during the monster's enraged state, so we could capitalize on the Agitator skill and recharge the files as needed to repeat the cycle all over again. Then for the next setup we got the Charge Blade Paralysis build. We will combine Charge Blade with the Insect Glaive to achieve a deadly combo. The Charge Blade is a complex weapon that seamlessly transitions between two modes, so the sword and shield mode and the axe mode. This versatility allows us to adapt different combat styles to various situations, making the Charge Blade a formidable choice for those who are seeking both offense and defense. However, the Insect Glaive is renowned for its aerial combat capability and the use of the Kinset companion, and when equipped as a secondary weapon, the Insect Glaive Kinset can be utilized to apply status effects, such as paralysis to the target. Pairing these two weapons together in the paralysis-focused build will aim to immobilize the monster, by us creating openings for high damage attacks. This strategy involves using the Insect Glaive Kinset to inflict paralysis while leveraging the Charge Blade's powerful moves for insane damage. To optimize the paralysis strategy, selecting armor pieces and abilities is crucial. So for skills we're using the Agitator at level 5 and Weakness Exploit at level 5. Then we have level 3 Critical Boost, level 3 Rapid Morph, level 3 Maximum Might, level 3 Quick Seed, and Antivirus at level 3. Then Load Shells we have at level 2, and Constitution is also at level 2. And then for the last skills, we have all of them at level 1, and they are the attack boost, handicraft, gore megalis tyranny, and the flinch free. Next up we have equipment, and for the weapons on the charge blade, we are using the chrono gear with reinforcements like the attack boost, and sharpness. While for decorations we got critical javel 3, magazine attack javel, and the quick switch handicraft javel. And then for our second weapon, the insect glaive, we got the Lehman's gift with decorations like the critical javel 3, critical javel 2, and the Jagan's javel. Next we have our gear pieces, and on the head we're using the G Fulgur helm with the mighty javel. Then for chest we got the Arc Vulcan mail with the Challenger javel and the mighty javel. Then for arms we got the G Arcweld vambraces with 3 sheet javels. For waist we got the Gore coil with the Challenger javel and the mighty javel. For legs we got the Gore greaves with the Challenger javel and 2 Saint javels. And for talisman we got the Exploiter charm 2, and on the mantle the Corrupted mantle. And now finally, let's take a look at the gameplay. So we always want to initiate fights with the charge blade sword and shield mode. To charge files by executing standard attacks and focusing on the monster's weak points to benefit from the weakness exploit. While engaging with the charge blade, we want to command the kin set to target the monsters and build up paralysis status. You need to monitor the kin set's stamina and recall it as needed to maintain its effectiveness. Then once the monster is paralyzed, you then want to switch to the axe mode and unleash powerful elemental discharges and super amped elemental discharges to inflict maximum damage during the immobilization window. I personally recommend to regularly extract essences with the kin set to gain beneficial buffs such as increased attack power and movement speed. You as well need to ensure files are consistently charged to maintain offensive pressure. And then finally, don't forget to utilize the Insect's Glaive aerial maneuvers to evade attacks and reposition as necessary. The charge blade's guard point can also be activated for defense against incoming strikes, but this is more of a personal preference on when you want to use each action. And now for the last and final setup, we got the Elemental Charge Blade build. An effective combination is the Elemental Charge Blade as the primary weapon with the Hunting Horn as the secondary. This setup balances offensive power with supportive buffs, enabling us to deal substantial damage while enhancing our own and team's performance. Focusing on elemental build will involve selecting a charge blade that complements the target's monster weaknesses, thereby maximizing damage output. And when paired as a secondary weapon, the Hunting Horn will provide a range of melodies that can buff everyone. These buffs can enhance attack power, defense, elemental resistances, and more, and offer big advantages during fights. The Hunting Horn's ability to improve status effects and provide healing make it a valuable support tool, so you can easily switch between support and DPS at any time. To optimize this elemental strategy, selecting armor pieces and abilities is crucial. So for skills we're using level 5 burst and level 5 weakness exploit. Then we have level 3 critical boost, level 3 fire attack, level 3 maximum might, and level 3 divine blessing. Then we have level 2 load shells and level 2 windproof. And then for the last skills we have all of them at level 1, and they are the Rapid Morph, Guard, Arcvelt's Hunger, Recovery Speed, Self-Improvement, and Flare. Next up we have equipment, and for weapons on the charge blade we're using the chrono gear, with reinforcements like Affinity, Elemental Boost, and Sharpness. While for decorations we got the critical Javel 3, Blaze Quick Switch Javel, and the Magazine Iron Wall Javel. And then for a second weapon we got the Precipient Cobra Hunting Horn, with decorations such as the Sonorous Attack Javel 2, and Attack Javel 1. Next we have our gear pieces, and on the head we're using the G Ebony Helm with Mighty Javel. Then for chest we got the Arc Vulcan Mail with the Tenderizer Javel and a Mighty Javel. Then for arms we got the G Rotalus Vambraces with the Mighty Javel and 2 Protection Javels. Then for waist we got the Arc Vulcan Coil with the Grow Javel and Protection Javel. While on the legs we got the Udra Mire Greaves with the Flare Javel. And then for talisman we got the Chain Charm 2, and for mantle we got Evasion Mantle. And now finally, let's take a look at the gameplay. So like for most charge blade builds, we want to start fights in the sword and shield mode, to charge files by executing standard attacks and focusing on the monster's weak points, to benefit from the weakness exploit. Then second of all, we want to utilize the Hunting Horn to play melodies that enhance elemental attack power, defense, and other beneficial effects. So prioritize buffs that align with the team's strategy and the monster's characteristics. But then once files are charged and buffs are active, switch to the axe mode and unleash powerful elemental discharges, by capitalizing on the increased damage from the elemental attack buffs. You also need to regularly monitor and refresh Hunting Horn buffs to ensure continuous advantage. On top of this, keep files charged to maintain offensive pressure and readiness for high damage attacks. And lastly, don't forget to utilize the Hunting Horn's Echo Bubble feature to provide AoE buffs, enhancing team survivability and performance. And on top of this, use the Charge Blade's guard point and evasive maneuvers to defend against monsters. So, let me know what you think about these builds in the comments below. If you enjoyed this, then you definitely don't want to miss my previous top 5 best builds video, where I showed even more powerful builds. So click the screen now and I'll see you in the next one.